Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Jeezy has been making hit songs for over 2 decades, with collaborations with high-profile acts like Jay-Z, DJ Khaled, Drake, and more. But the hip-hop game has changed a lot since he first started rapping. And Jeezy talked to me about how today it's really easy to release a song that immediately reaches a massive audience.
You can make a record in 3 minutes if you like. But the caveat is you can upload that record right there in your bedroom and reach millions of people. It would have took me millions of dollars to reach millions of people.
Jeezy compared the rapid evolution of music tech to advances in the kitchen.
You know, when I came up, we was on top of the skillet, and then there was a microwave, and now there's the air fryer.
And while he's a fan of a lot of new artists, he does warn that quality could suffer from being able to cook up a hit so fast.
When you don't put as much into something, you can't expect it to be there that long.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269 DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
He steps to the mic with a boom, ping, ping. Wisdom sharper than a beast's fierce sting. Words like fireflies that light the night. He turns the dark into blazing bright. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, oh, the airwaves king. Shake the ground, unveils the truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams. He molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, or the airwaves king. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. Let's accomplish something today. I've got a very fundamental question, and I want to leave here at noon with an answer. I am hopeful that after 3 hours of conversation and text messages and contributions from the people in the YouTube chat, we will come to a resolution, because now is the time, I believe, to come to such a resolution. On this program and other programs, and maybe if you listen to Black-themed media specifically, to, find out what is happening in the community and to hear suggestions and solutions. And maybe you want to know what you can do. Everybody wants to play their part. And maybe you listen so you can figure out what makes sense to you of how you can make things better, because there is a myriad of problems and issues that we are dealing with. It could be everything from healthcare access to high levels of crime to joblessness and a lack of opportunity. You name it, there's a whole bunch of things. Trash on the streets. Good part of the springtime, we're going to be talking about neighborhood cleanups, because every year people throw garbage in the snow and they think that a Doritos bag is going to melt away when the snow does. It doesn't. And so we got to do a bunch of neighborhood cleanups. And for some people, that is where they like to be involved and be engaged. They like that kind of volunteerism. So we have these conversations so we can figure out and discuss and flesh out all of the issues and the problems. And there's no shortage. But then also, don't we want to see where we can make a difference? And it could be something small. I'm going to try and quote my friend Tory Lowe. If everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. I like that. It's very simple, very straightforward. And there are many people who want to see improvements in our community. We have some elections coming up, and I am going to get to the information that I did not get to yesterday because you all distracted me. I'm taking no responsibility for you all distracting me. When you guys call and you say off the wall things and you take me off of my square, that's not my fault. That's your fault. You all do that. Like Sarah Rodriguez's campaign, it's not her fault. It's her campaign manager's fault for all of those fraudulent campaign finance donations. We're going to talk about that. She hired somebody that committed fraud and threw that gal under the bus. I got a feeling Sarah knew. You wouldn't dare take that kind of risk on somebody else's gubernatorial campaign unless you had some permission or unless somebody was looking the other way. I'm going to go into details about that because y'all got to understand what the hell this is. This is fraudulent behaviors. Misrepresenting campaign finance reports is illegal. Go to jail for that stuff. But I'm not going to take any responsibility for when you guys call me and you distract me and you send all of your text messages. Some of y'all even send pictures. Do you guys remember when Linda sent me a whole bunch of racy photos of her posing on someone's Mercedes-Benz? Do you guys remember that? Did we post those on YouTube? Every picture that any of you have ever sent, at least me, Dr. Ken still has stuff on his computer, which is crazy. But every picture that any of you have texted me at 833-212-1017, I have saved, and my God, have I got some doozies. But whenever I'm distracted, it's not my fault, it's your fault. I'm not going to take any responsibility or accountability for the distractions. If I can't get information on, I'm going to blame you. Like Sarah Rodriguez blamed her campaign manager. I love how I segued into that. So I am going to talk about something I did miss yesterday because, again, I'm not taking responsibility because you all distracted me. When Bob called yesterday, he just screwed everything up. Just blame everything on Bob, I suppose. There are 2,700 people who are going to be impacted by some changing polling locations in the city of Milwaukee. So I'm going to share that with you. I'll probably repeat it just to make sure that everyone who potentially is affected is at least aware of those polling location changes. And also for the replay as well, we may replay this show or someone may go back and listen to this show after it broadcasted live. And I want that information to be available on the podcast and on the YouTube. Okay? Okay. But because there is an election coming up, and typically the African-American vote, especially for Democrats and Democratic primary, it holds some weight. It is of some value because we are a very unique constituency in that when we vote, and the operative word here is when, our votes overwhelmingly, and I would say disproportionately, go to the Democrats. Now, we can parse that out, and we can chop that up, and we can talk about how smart of a decision that is, or how not smart of a decision that is, but that's what the reality is and likely will be that way for the foreseeable future. And so as we have our discussions on radio and on social media and being angry about some of the things that we are seeing in the community, whether it be crime or poor academic performance or whatever the case may be, we then can take some of our ideas and our solutions and then make requests of those who are running for office in hopes that they can incorporate some of our suggestions and ideas on how we can improve our community, and they roll that into their campaign platforms and ultimately into their legislative agendas when they get elected. That's the process, ladies and gentlemen. This is ground zero. This is the grassroots where we have our conversations every day, and some of our conversations are incredibly productive. There are many days in a week where I learn something new or my understanding of something that I've always known deepens. And so we have these conversations very publicly because we want everyone to hear. I don't think that Black people are ashamed of talking about the issues that we are facing. It's not a secret. I think other communities, they kind of sweep stuff under the rug because they want to present a veneer of perfection. I think that we are okay being real and being authentic because that is one of the responsibilities that comes with this beautiful melanated skin. I was looking at my skin the other day and I was saying to myself, whites, I get it. I get why you would want to give yourself face cancer to look as chocolate brown like me. I totally understand. It's the dumbest thing you could ever do, but I totally understand how y'all will be. And I'm not trying to be offensive, but it's just common sense. It's literally white people are committing suicide to look like Black people. Think about that. That's really flattering. Like Sherwin, I will get a melanoma tumor on my nose. Talk about cutting off your nose to spite your face. I will get a nose tumor to have that beautiful chocolate, like what do they call it, sun-kissed glow. I'm like, cheers to you and your lack of a nose. But I think we're very open and transparent about our issues because you can't hide being this 414 broadcast last night on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to that channel, well, damn it. I don't know what you're waiting for. And Linda called in because, we can take calls there as well. Also, it's uncensored. So when people call in to the YouTube program, which is Hughes Views 414, subscribe if you haven't already. You can use all the profanity that you want. So Linda called in and just was mostly blabbing. But I want to move away from a sentiment in which Black people think that we have to go above and beyond to prove how good we are, how smart we are, how talented we are, how capable we are to white people. And there are some Black people, God bless you, that think that by us doing that and following whatever the prescribed rules are, that white people will be less racist. And there's a lot of people who have lived their lives that way. They follow the rules, they follow the script, they pull their pants up, they speak the king's English, they do everything they're supposed to do. Every conceivable rule they follow. In fact, they follow rules that don't even exist yet. They don't want to break any rules. They don't want to, incur any infractions. And they hope by exhibiting this beautiful, this perfect behavior that white people will find some kind of value in them and see past their Black skin and see their actual humanity. I am here to tell you, and I may have to repeat this many, many times because that is the key to getting people to understand. The more impressive we are, the more racist they become. Not less, but more. Because then we become a threat. You have any idea how many jobs I've had where I have outperformed white people without even thinking, and they hate me? Then you get micromanaged. Sherwin, you came in at 9:02 this morning. We're going to have to dock you for being late. So let's just be abundantly clear. I think that we are chasing an impossible goal. Speaking of chasing, we're going to talk about a policy that the city of Milwaukee Common Council is going to be voting on. To chase or not to chase? Should you chase the person if the speeds are very high speed chase, if somebody just committed a bad crime, a bad one. Not like they stole a lollipop, but they shot somebody in the mouth. Should the police be able to chase that individual? And, you put a lot of people at risk with a high speed chase. Should the police have that tool in their arsenal to be able to pursue a suspect who has committed a crime of a certain level or of a certain degree? So we talk about all of our issues collectively. Maybe we come up with some ideas or some solutions, or maybe people hear something about how they can be much more involved in, I don't know, mitigating crime or making neighborhoods and communities safer. And then you have an election, and we'll share some of our solutions on how we can make the African-American community better and safer and stronger and hopefully richer. I need more of you to want to be rich. I'm not you, Xavier. You hate money. And
Why you say that?
Because you hate people to have a lot of it.
No, I just hate people that abuse the system. I don't think Elon Musk deserve to get $36 billion of our taxpayer money to blow up rockets. Or Jeff Bezos getting $6 billion to blow up some more rockets for no reason.
All right, I guess. I cannot how some of our money is spent. Corporate welfare is bad. Also, don't appreciate the U.S. Department of Defense getting $1 trillion. I guess we could probably argue about that. But I think most people that get angry about money are people that don't have it. I'm not including you in that, but that's just, it's easier to hate something you ain't got, right? Like, a dude that doesn't get laid is mad at women. A man that does get laid likes women very much. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty simple human phenomenon. But let me just get back. See, you're getting me off base again. We got something we got to accomplish today. I got to come to a resolution before I get out of here at noon. I got a busy day today. Oh, by the way, it's going to be hot as hell. Ladies, boob sweat is real and disgusting.
You don't like that?
Wrap them things in diapers. Hell no.
Oh.
Yuck. No. I don't like crevice sweat. Any human sweat that builds up when in a crevice, in a crevasse. A
little friction.
Sherwin, I can't wait to take this bra off. Goosh. Just a gush of sweat. It's disgusting. So when we have our discussions, we want those who are running for office that are seeking our vote, because you need votes to win. It's a winner take all kind of thing. We want them to roll into their legislative agendas some of the solutions that we come up with. That is what the ultimate hope is. But then Sherwin got to thinking. So I'm going to tell you what I was thinking, then I'm going to take a break. Take a little break. Let you guys incubate on it for a little while. We're going to come back and we're going to attack it today. Can we resolve our own problems? As black people. As a black community in Milwaukee. I'm not saying nationwide, because there's some black people in other parts of the country worse than us. See, you wouldn't want to be a. Do we even need anybody? What if we are counting on and relying on other people to come and help us and to come and save us? I have a list of some of our most pressing issues. I'm going to share it with you. We're going to go through them one by one, and hopefully some of the issues make sense to you. I hope they all do. But why are we waiting for Superman? What if we could resolve our own issues and we wouldn't need an elected official to take some of our solutions and roll them into their campaign platform and create a legislative agenda based on our issues? What if we could exercise a kind of independence to where we didn't need them whatsoever? We could semi-detach from the system. Now, you can't completely detach from the system, but some of the more endemic and systemic problems that are impacting the black community every single day, what if we could resolve them on our own? And I think by exhibiting that kind of independence, I think we could garner a level of respect from people that show no respect for us at all, because we always seem to be looking for help and reaching out to other people and expecting people to help us. I'm full on aware of the stuff I say about white people, and there are some days I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get assassinated today. Today is going to be the day I'm going to catch that bullet. And I also know that by me being critical of white people, even when it's well-deserved, because they do stuff and they just deny everything. I've been trying to get white people to admit what they call Brazil nuts for the last 3 straight days, and they simply won't do it. They just deny everything. But yet we have to look to them for help and assistance with our issues, and they will deny the most obvious thing. So what if we could resolve our issues literally on our own? And I'm not talking about this kumbaya crap. Oh, we all need to come together. That's unrealistic because there's some black people that we don't like and they don't like us. But for the purposes of accomplishment, we can work together on a task and then go back to not liking each other. Because I don't want to like everybody. No way. Something's wrong with me if I like everybody, because some people are mean, they're evil, they're condescending, they're deceptive, they're thieves. I don't want to like everybody. I need to have a healthy amount of dislike for people. Keeps me, on the straight and narrow. I'm going to take a break and come back. I'm going to talk about these issues and can we resolve them on our own. Also, we have a YouTube poll up. Get a little piece of that. I don't remember how I worded it. Should police be allowed to chase a fleeing suspect at high speed? That's worded well. Somebody commits a crime. Should the cops go and pursue him? Or should the police say, no, I might hurt somebody in the pursuit of that person? So that's a simple yes or no. Should police be allowed to chase a fleeing suspect at high speed? You'll find that on our YouTube. Search 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Hit subscribe. You'll be able to answer the YouTube poll. Take a break. Come back. Let's talk about a little fraud. Little Sarah Rodriguez fraud. She should drop out of the race. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know dads, the ones who know how to build it all, grill it all, and fix it all while still taking the time to share it all. So show them how much you care with great Father's Day gifts for one-of-a-kind dads. Like select men's Crocs footwear, 25% off. Save $40 on a 20-piece gear wrench ratcheting wrench set. And a 9-gallon Craftsman wet dry vac is on sale, $69.99. Find value on the Gifts Hill value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez is staying in the race for Wisconsin governor after revealing inaccurate and incomplete finance reports that led to the dismissal of her campaign manager over the weekend. Rodriguez announced the firing of campaign manager Kara Spencer on July 12th. The next day, the Democratic primary candidate held a news conference announcing that she is not exiting the race, saying that the stakes are too high and her supporters have already told her they are sticking beside her. So a couple of things with this. And let me just be objective because I got to be fair now. Everybody can get it. I've been giving it to Mandela, ain't I? I've been giving it to Joel Brennan, I gave it to David Crowley 6 Ways from Sunday. Mostly because I actually cared about him and his campaign. And my God, the obvious mistakes that he made, including not listening to advice and just having bad people around him, these mistakes cannot be made again because maybe at some point in the future of this state or the future of this country, we won't be in an anti-inclusion, an anti-DEI, an anti-affirmative action mode of being. And people in the state of Wisconsin and in the country of America may be open to just simply the best candidate running for office. And maybe, just maybe, that best candidate running for office might be black. Right now, Wisconsin is not open to it. we are not open to, and Democrats have also realized that they don't have to be inclusive of black people. If you can find another constituency, then you don't have to bother with including the wants, needs, issues, and desires of black people in your political campaign, because they all have their own unique pathways to victory. In previous elections, sometimes the pathway to victory for a Democrat, whether it be beating other Democrats in a primary or winning a general election, did have to come through the African-American community. They have found other people and other constituencies that they can use to replace us. However, I believe this is temporary, because here's the thing. You got some people that I know voted for Trump and voted for Republican policies. They got screwed by those policies, and they may temporarily, at least in this midterm election, vote for a Democrat. Democrats get false hope because they think they have won those constituents back forever. No, it's just Trump and this incarnation of the MAGA-branded Republican Party has screwed over those constituencies. Those are natural Republicans. They are dying to go back and vote for a Republican. In fact, what you might see is the false hope that might be exposed in this election, where you have farmers and rural Wisconsinites and some suburban college-educated white women that will give their votes to Democrats now, but would love to give their votes to Marco Rubio and or J.D. Vance in 2028. Here's the problem with the Democrats. They think because they captured a constituency in a particular election cycle, they think that they have them forever. No, you don't. Hell, it was some Obama voters turned Bernie turned Trump. So constituencies, unless you're black, we tend to stay pretty loyal to the Democrats just because it's easy. Because Republicans don't need the black vote to win. They need to suppress it. That's why they do all the voter fraud accusations and trying to take away mail-in voting, et cetera, et cetera. But if you can find a pathway to victory without the black community, why wouldn't you do it? Because we need a lot, and you don't want to be beholden to us, because my goodness, we're like, I hate to admit this, but politically we're kind of a needy people. Are there any servers out there, or anyone who has worked as a host or a hostess, a server, a waiter, or a waitress? Can I say waiter and waitress, or are they just servers? No, I can say waitress.
I think that you can say both.
Okay, because I know you really can't say stewardess anymore. Now they're all flight attendants. When black people, and I'm stereotyping because I can, when black people go out to eat, especially younger black women, we're horrible. Absolutely horrible. Want everything. My water ain't cold enough. I need another drink. We'll get mad at the server because the food is taking too long. Hey, newsflash, the server's not making your food. The server is waiting just as long because the server wants you to get your food so you can get out, because you're not going to leave a tip. We're very needy. We do. And nobody wants that. You know how many people don't want to wait on black people when we go to restaurants? It's staggering. And I feel bad because I like to go out to eat a lot. I hate to admit this. No, I don't. When I go out to eat, I need to be surrounded by a comfortable amount of whites, because then the servers know. This is just, I got to live my life this way because of black people. Because if, let's say we're a 10 top, it's 10 people. I'm with 10 people. Sherwin plus 9. If it's Sherwin and plus black, 9 plus black people, so 1 black Sherwin and 9 black others, that's 10 blacks. Walking into a restaurant, you can just see the collective size of the servers. Like, oh, no. However, if Sherwin is the sole black and it's 9 whites, because then the server's like, well, even if the sole black is a bad or non-tipper, we got 9 other whites we can rely on. This is a terrible way to live. Now, here's the other catch-22. I'm probably going to, first of all, I'm going to get very good service. I'm going to get catered to very well, because there is a different level of service. Now, it depends on where you go. A different level of service when you walk in with many whites. Get you some whites just for the improved service experience. It's remarkable. Now, do an experiment. I'm serious. Go somewhere with 10 black people. Go somewhere where you're the only black person and 9 whites. It's like night and day. In fact, if you go somewhere where you're the only black person in a group of 9 other whites, they'll offer you a bank loan. low interest rates. It's the craziest thing ever. Your credit score will improve. It's wild. Now, here's the other risk, though. Yeah, I'm going to get fantastic service if I go out to an establishment with a whole bunch of whites. But also being with those whites, there's a higher risk of me being found hanging from a tree. But hold on, though. But to get really good service in a restaurant, you got to weigh the good with the bad. I'm not suicidal, by the way. Okay? I got to say that every so often. All of a sudden, you see my Tesla is in Elkhorn, but I'm hanging from a tree in Lake Geneva. Like, oh, no, Sherwin was suicidal. And he walked to the tree, and he decided to rope his own neck. No, I didn't do that. But for some reason, he's got an Applebee's receipt in his pocket with a very substantial tip. That's not funny. Why am I laughing at that? See, Xavier, this is why we don't get anything done.
You go to Applebee's?
I haven't been to Applebee's since, I think, when they got rid of there used to be one reasonably close to me in Wauwatosa. And they would have the 2 for $20. You get 2 meals for $20. And what I would do is on a Friday, I would go get the 2 for $20, but I'm the 2. I'm the second person. And I would just get 2 meals for $20, and then I'd have lunch and dinner. Or it sometimes depends on what it was. I'd have lunch, lunch, because I don't eat breakfast, or I would have dinner. And for $20, you can't shake a stick at that. But then after Applebee's got rid of the 2 for $20, I think a lot of them closed. Hell, there used to be Applebee's here at the Grand Avenue Mall. There used to be one in Brown Deer. Used to be one at Bayfair. Don't know if there's still one at Bayshore, but there was an Applebee's for every neighborhood. Wasn't that their slogan, eating good in the neighborhood, I think?
I'm pretty sure they microwave their food.
Oh, a lot of restaurants do. You can't make some of that stuff fresh. But I have more sophisticated dining taste now. Sarah Rodriguez needs to have more sophisticated taste in who she selects to run her campaign. So this Kara Spencer girl, who I feel bad for, I would love to interview her. Kara, if you're listening, we would love to talk to you. Apparently, Kara Spencer has been working for Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez for many, many years. But then for some reason, all of a sudden, these false reports and false entries, essentially doubling the campaign contributions on Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez's campaign finance reports, this revelation has just come to the surface now. And I'm wondering if this is a pattern. I also don't like the fact that the Lieutenant Governor is saying, well, my supporters don't want me to drop out. Of course your supporters don't want you to drop out. They're your supporters. So I'm going to take a break, come back, continue with this story. Do you guys think that Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez should drop out of the race because there's obvious fraud in her campaign? And we have to look at her campaign and get hints and clues as to how she may govern. So if you aren't a good enough, and maybe I shouldn't put all this on Sarah Rodriguez, but obviously the buck stops with her. And you have to be a real supreme judge of character, because if you have people around you that are committing fraud, or maybe even worse, are the fall guy or fall girl for fraud that you maybe overlooked, what kind of a governor would you be in this kind of environment, in this kind of climate where Republicans are out for blood? And Donald Trump is going to be stomping across Wisconsin from August through November like nothing we have ever seen. And I don't know if we want someone who has fraud accusations, because Trump is going to use that. And the Trump campaign and the Trump political machine is going to use that to harm Sarah Rodriguez. And remember, if she loses 25 or 30,000 votes because of this fraud that was committed by her campaign, we might be giving this race to Tom Tiffany. And no, Francesca Hong is not the answer, Xavier. I know you love you some Franny Pants.
Oh, she's going to win it.
And that's how I have her saved in my phone. Franny Pants.
Oh.
It's a cute little nickname.
Sounds like you got a crush.
I thought I did, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
She's just a charming lady. I like charming people. She's got charisma. Not a lot of politicians have charisma. Some of them don't have any personality at all. Most of the Common Council are a bunch of dolts. No. Let me not say that, because they just don't have a lot of personality. It's like talking to an apple. You know what I'm saying? They just sit there and just shine. Just sit there. They don't do much. They don't say. They just roll if you push them. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving, you're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/VersityOnKing to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Oh, don't think I won't play some Def Leppard on that ass. Y'all tripping. Only a certain few. Hold on, wait till it kicks in. If this don't move you, you're not a music lover. YouTube's going to take this whole video down, so I better make the rest of this video count. If you really care. Here it comes. When the coke kicks in. Ooh, I love it. All right, everybody. Relax. Put it back in your pants, everybody. I'm going to read a couple of YouTube comments. Let me see what we got here. DC414 says, my wife does the extra needy thing when we go out to eat, Sherwin. It's embarrassing as hell. Divorce her. It's horrible. It's classless. It's tacky. It's embarrassing. It taxes your server. Like, why act like that? You know, that person is not your slave unless you're going to tip them 100%. Don't do that. Don't be extra needy. What do you need? Need a drink? Get your drink. What else you need? You need an appetizer? Appetizer going to come. What would you need? Another ice cube? As a husband, DC, I know there's only so much you can do. But this is probably why I'm not married, because I will never let a woman embarrass me. Now, they have before. Because as a man, I look like an idiot. DC, I'm not calling you an idiot, but it's because even the server is going to be like, yo, Get your broad in check, player. You know what I mean? Get your woman. Excuse me. I need another napkin. This one fell on the floor. And then they're pointing to the napkin on the floor because they refuse to pick it up. Excuse me. Where is my appetizers? Ma'am, I literally just put in the order. So, give me somebody else's appetizer then.
That's happened to you?
I mean, not that bad. I've had, well, no, because I have an expectation when I take a woman out to eat. Like, I'm not taking anybody out to eat. If I take a woman out to dinner, I like her. Because that means I'm okay with spending a prescribed amount of time with her. And I know some details about her and her personality and how she acts in public to where I'm okay going out to eat with her. There's one particular woman who just had her social skills. Like, she was just oblivious to how other people would perceive her behavior. Like, there's something mentally wrong with her. Here's her problem. She was really attractive. And I used to make that mistake. I would make up excuses for women's bad behavior because they're attractive. Not anymore. Because there's no amount of pretty that can make up for dumb and disrespectful. None. I know men want to be with very attractive women, but sometimes attractive women, they put so much effort into how they look. There's zero effort put into their personality. And then when they get dumped, because a lot of them are routinely single, and people are thinking, oh, she's so attractive, she must intimidate men. No, she has a horrible personality. Horrible. Let's talk to Alan. You're on 1017 The Truth. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm waiting here at the McDonald's over on 60th and Silver Spring to get a cone. But I'm listening to you. I was telling you, young man, the bumper music you're playing is fantastic.
Alan, why are you getting an ice cream cone at 9:41 in the morning?
Well, because I get up early to work because my company's in China. I try to beat the developers, and I got things to do. I got to get dressed and go downtown in a little bit. But I just wanted to let you know, I'm listening to your bumper music is what I wanted to comment on. It's fantastic. Little bit of Def Leppard. Did you ever play Montrose Rock Candy? Turn that one on. I'll take you back to 76, man.
No.
Driving around in my Dodge Demon for high school for 12 o'clock high.
This is not a music show, Alan. This is a political talk show themed at the black
Can I
community.
do an ice cream cone?
Jesus Christ.
Just a cone.
Just a
oh,
cone.
man, that's it. That's a breakfast of champions, my friend. Thank you.
All right. No. Thank you.
84 cents. There it comes.
It's only 84 cents?
Yeah, so you got to go to certain McDonald's. You know the best ice cream, though, outside of, like when you go for a ride, you know, go to them standalones. The best one is 76 and Good Hope. That McDonald's ice cream's to die for, man. It's as good as Cops or, and their cones are only 79 too.
All right. Thanks,
But
Alan.
anyway,
All right,
I
then.
know it's not a music show, but you know what I like about your show, Sherwin? You cover everything, man. Sometimes pretty women can be intimidating, but they might not think they are. Like,
Why are you scared of a woman that can't fight? Right? Women are not intimidating.
I'm not at all. That's why I got to be married to who I am, because she gives us. I've never really argued with her the way she does with me. She used to be really, really mean, man. All right. Keep that, so put it in Ronald McDonald. Thank you.
So you gave him $1?
There you go. No, I gave him a 5.
Oh! Big spend.
You got to be nice. All right, then. No, they know me. They take good care of me around here. You know, ain't a whole lot of.
Okay, thank you, Alan. All right then. Everybody relax. Everybody. 84 cents for a cone is not bad. I could have sworn that they were hit by inflation like everybody else. I'll go get me a cone. I like McDonald's ice cream, not at 9 o'clock in the morning, but for 84 cents, okay, I got to take a break. We accomplished nothing during that segment. Don't worry, I got a bunch more segments to go. Should Sarah Rodriguez drop out of the race because she has admitted that some fraud had taken place on her campaign finance reports? Now she is blaming and throwing under the bus Kara Spencer, who was Sarah Rodriguez, the current lieutenant governor's campaign manager, and they potentially have hundreds of thousands of dollars less than originally reported. Should that fraud be disqualifying if you are running for governor? in a state that has an $80 billion biennial budget. Does this suggest that the current lieutenant governor does not have the ability to execute staff choice decisions if her campaign manager is going to commit fraud? And then what consequence should the lieutenant governor face? Because fraud on campaign finance reports, let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, it is illegal. And I'm wondering if Sarah has already made some kind of compromise or a deal or a settlement with authorities, with her coming forward and doing the press conference and, admitting fault or wrongdoing or whatever their press conference was. But I want to know from you, the voters, is this disqualifying that several $100,000 was misrepresented and or misreported? Now you almost got to wonder where the money went now. You put some of that money in your pocket. Because it happens all the time. I can list probably a dozen elected officials in the years in which I have been working or engaged in politics that have gone to prison because they... Here's the situation. May he rest in peace. Former Democratic Senator Jeff Plaley was going through a divorce. He said he had negative $7 in his personal checking account and his mortgage was due, but had $150,000 in his campaign account. And he was like, Sherwin, I would look at my bank account and the money that I need, I have negative $7, and the money I can't touch, I had $150,000. I was like, damn, what did you do? Well, you can't touch the $150,000, or can you? The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know dads, the ones who know how to build it all, grill it all, and fix it all while still taking the time to share it all. So show them how much you care with great Father's Day gifts for one-of-a-kind dads. Like select men's Crocs footwear, 25% off. Save $40 on a 20-piece gear wrench ratcheting wrench set. And a 9-gallon Craftsman wet dry vac is on sale, $69.99. Find value on the gifts he'll value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Rock on. Rodriguez announced the firing of campaign manager Kara Spencer on July 12th. The next day, the Democratic primary candidate held a news conference announcing that she is not exiting the race, saying that the stakes are too high. Yeah, the stakes are too high to have somebody in the race. So we got to narrow it down, right? And I think that fraud is a way to narrow it down naturally. If there are some internal mistakes inside of your campaign, then that is giving all the insight that the voters need as to the inner workings of your inner circle. And if something like that took place, how about we have a candidate that doesn't have fraud in their campaign finance reports advanced to the general election? Because this is going to dog her. Look, and I get it. Her supporters are saying, no, Lieutenant Governor, don't drop out of the race because we like you. You're our candidate. You can't just listen to your supporters because you will get a false sense of hope. If I ran for office, don't worry, I'm not. But if I did and I just listened to the very supportive and encouraging people that call into this show or text this show or participate in this show via the YouTube chat, I would think that I would win with 100% of the vote. It's a real specific exercise in both ego, arrogance, hubris, and narcissism. You have to have a little bit of that to run for office. It is rare that we have the humble servant. Very rare. You can look at the president of the United States. I think Barack Obama was a little bit more of a humble servant, but he also knew that he was black. And you can't be too braggadocious if you're black because you'll get killed. Can't be too proud of yourself and too sure of yourself because black arrogance is frightening for white people. I don't know why they're so scared of it. But everybody is so drunk on their own ego, they believe that even if they commit fraud or if they act in a way that is immoral, they still feel entitled to a position. Very rarely do you hear when someone gets into an elected position, do they refer to it as the position itself or the people's position. Like no alder person, they'll say, oh, this is my seat. This is my district. No, it's not. You're a placeholder. You won't be in that seat forever. And there were many people who came before you and there will be many people after you. But when they start saying it's my district and it's my seat, this is my race, this is, you know what I mean? They're not looking at the people, but you have to have a level of that. And I think I'm too self-deprecating. It may not sound that way, but when it comes down to it, I know where my shortcomings are. I also know that I wouldn't want to get elected because I don't want to represent everybody equally. If you can get into elected office, let's say you win with a comfortable margin. A comfortable margin is so you're outside of the realm of a recount. It's 55%. If you win an election with 55% of the vote, you won. Nobody's going to debate it. No one's going to dispute it. But 45% of the people in whatever district you're running in, whatever city you're running in, 45% of the people did not vote for you and probably do not like you. And what you have to be prepared for after your victory speech and after you have a celebration the night the votes are counted, it's a lot of fun. Being at a winning campaign headquarters when the votes are being counted and you found out that candidate won, oh my God, it's orgasmic. Everybody is happy. People are hugging, touching each other's butts. It's great. But then being at a campaign watch party when the candidate is losing is an exercise in depression that I think everybody needs to experience. It's worse than a funeral. It's so bad. It's sad. Like violins are playing in the background. It's really, you couldn't get more of an opposite scenario than being at a winning campaign and being in a losing one. So you win. You get 55% of the vote. And then you're out in the district because you just won. You're on a high. The people love me. It was a hard-fought contest, and I won with 55% of the vote. What elected officials often fail to realize, especially during their first term, is that whole 45% that did not vote for you, and they probably don't like you. They may not like you personally. Well, not only do you still have to represent them, there will be days where you only run into and only hear from the 45% that didn't vote for you and don't like you, and they're terribly mean. They'll troll you online. They'll say awful things about you. They'll talk about your family, and you have to represent them with the same vigor that you represent the 55% of your voters and your constituents that voted for you. I couldn't do that. As a black elected official, you will get called the N-word by one of your constituents, and guess what? They're going to have a legitimate constituent request, and you're obligated to fulfill it, even though they called you the N-word. I bet you David Crowley, when he went to all places north and northeast and northwest in Wisconsin, where let's just say the people are less enlightened and the populations are less diverse, you know how many of those white folks probably came up to him and said, "Oh my God, for a black, you speak really good. Holy cow, I'm going to go home and tell my friends that I met you." And he would have to just sit and smile. He couldn't cuss them out. He couldn't be disrespectful, because you've got to bend over backwards for people that can blatantly disrespect you in your face and online. And I cannot subject myself to that. I would go insane. I would be out in public and one of my constituents that didn't vote for me would say something disrespectful and disparaging to me, and I would punch them in their mouth and I'd go to jail. And I would probably lose my seat as quickly as I got it, because my skin ain't that thick. I can let some stuff, because usually if the person is just stupid, then I can let it roll off my shoulders. But some days I ain't in the mood, you know? And also, don't people need to know this fundamental thing about you? And I think that each and every one of you that's listening to me, you got to let them know sometimes. You got to let them know that you're not the one. You have to let them know. It is just one of those things, because if you don't let people know.
Let them know that they got 100 more to put
You got to
in
let them
jail.
know.
When they put that next 100 in jail, let them know that they got another 1,000 to put in jail. When they put that 1,000 in jail, let them know that they got 10,000 more to put to jail.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
When summer turns up the heat, cool down with a shake from Cousin Subs. Our shakes are hand-spun with creamy vanilla gelato and blended into 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and mint. They're rich, smooth, refreshing, and the perfect sweet treat on a warm summer day. Whether you're stopping in for lunch, dinner, or just craving something cool, there's a flavor waiting for you. Cool down with a shake from Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkuprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
In Milwaukee County, equity means making sure everyone has a real chance to thrive. That's why the Milwaukee County Office of Equity works to help remove barriers, strengthen community connections, and support fair access to opportunities across Milwaukee County. Want to learn what they do, explore resources, or find ways to get involved? Just search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online. Milwaukee County Office of Equity, advancing equity for all Milwaukee County residents. For more information, search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 1017 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you. He's a friend of mine. Yes, yes, I am. And he goes by the name Justin. Whoa. All the way.
Welcome to hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, talking about the fraudulent entries on the current lieutenant governor and Democratic candidate for governor Sarah Rodriguez's campaign finance reports. And do you, as members of the body politic, which is just a fancy way of calling you voters, do you believe that that is disqualifying? Does that speak to the lack of good judgment of Sarah Rodriguez, this woman, Kara Spencer, who Sarah Rodriguez threw completely under the bus for these false entries into the campaign finance reports? But another thing that it did is it gave the public a false perception of the strength of Sarah Rodriguez's campaign. They basically doubled $100,000 worth of contributions that did not exist. And so when campaign finance reports come out, you look at how much money a candidate has, and you can determine their relative strength to raise money. And I know it's not a perfect indicator, but a candidate that can raise $100,000 or $200,000 or $1 million versus a candidate that struggles to raise $10,000, obviously the candidate that can raise more money is more viable. Or at least somebody somewhere believes that the candidate that raises the most money has a higher and stronger appeal. It's a real basic metric, but that's why they fight so hard for every single dollar. Because they want to show that their campaign has got financial viability. And it gives a false sense. There's some candidates that have dropped out of races, whether it be this one or others, because they simply couldn't raise the money, or they were in last place when it came to fundraising. And fundraising numbers are very, very important because it shows the public who may be unfamiliar with a candidate that they can raise a lot of money. It could be a race you're not even paying attention to, and you find out that one candidate raised $17 million and the other 4 or 5 candidates didn't raise $100,000 combined. You will pay a little bit more attention, or at least it'll spark some kind of curiosity as to who this candidate is that can raise so much money. So the dollar amount that a candidate has on hand on their campaign finance reports, it's a war chest. It's a weapon. It's offensive and defensive, because if you have more money, you can outspend your opponent. You can run more commercials. You can do more digital advertising the more money that you have. And if a candidate is showing that kind of financial strength on their report, there's just a natural assumption that they very well may get elected, and it can cause other people to drop out of the race. That is why this is so important. It is fraudulent. And I'm going to read some of the comments in the YouTube chat, because I think that someone was mentioning Franny Pants and saying that, oh, people are tired of fraud and corruption. I agree. But we have to be very realistic, and people get caught up in this damn emotion. You may like her and what she stands for and what she's saying. She's got a tremendous amount of courage. She's got a set of balls on her unlike anything I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of wait a minute. I've seen a lot of courageous candidates. But I can sell anybody a dream if they're desperate. It's like the lottery, and one of them is up there. One of them is 400, 300, 400, 500 million. Which one is it? The Super Bowl cash, super mega bucks, mega money, mega millions, mega Wisconsin Badger cash. One of them is up there, $200,000, $300,000, 300 million, whatever it is. If you're broke and you can't even pay your rent or your mortgage, you need gas for the car, your belly is rumbling because you're hungry, but you ain't got enough money to even buy a McDonald's cone, which are 84 cents, by the way, at the McDonald's on 60th and Silver Spring. I'm also pretty sure somebody got murdered at that McDonald's, too, if I'm not mistaken. But take the good with the bad. Take the good with the bad. If somebody gets murdered at a McDonald's, but at least you can get very cheap ice cream. There's 84 cents, though, like that. Do I need to go to McDonald's after it?
Sounds like you're craving it.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm kind of craving it too.
If you play the lottery and the drawing is, I think they do them Wednesdays and Saturdays, you will just dream and fantasize about that money, what you're going to do with it. And technically, until the numbers are drawn, you're in the running. You might win, because the way I look at the lottery, hell, I got a 50-50 shot. Either I win or I don't. And I cannot win if I do not play. But think about the fantasy that you can engage in, because just the thought of all that money is so comforting, because you don't see all the problems, the issues, and the headaches with it. But you're in this dreamland. It's actually worth a couple of dollars to play, just to delve into the fantasy of what you would do and how your life would change and how many other people's lives you can change and the real difference you can make. You can make a lifetime's worth of difference. And it's just really fun to talk about. You get together with your friends. You guys have all played. Some of you guys do office pools, but you're engaging in fantasy. Voting for a Democratic Socialist is the exact same thing. You're tired of the system, the way it works. You're tired of the corruption. You're tired of your wants and your wishes not being satisfied. And that Democratic Socialist is a lottery ticket, but the odds of you winning it are diminished. There's a process to legislation. And whenever I hear people say, well, she can get all this stuff done, not without legislative approval, that's the first thing. Also keep in mind, she's not a Democrat. And do you think for a second we learned nothing from Bernie Sanders? Democrats don't want to expose the fact that their party is weak because they lost the 2024 presidential election where Kamala Harris was the nominee. Democratic Socialists take advantage of a weak Democratic Party, just like Donald Trump and MAGA took advantage of a weak Republican Party. You know what made the Republican Party so weak that people were willing to even consider Donald Trump? It's so damn simple. I'm going to compare the weaknesses here because I need y'all to learn this now, because this is going to happen again in American politics, and I cannot have these things happening over and over and over and over again and people not learning the lessons of the past. History is such a beautiful and elegant and sophisticated teacher, but we don't listen to her. Time is also a very good teacher as well. I'm not sure who teaches better, history or time. The thing about time is that ultimately she's a great teacher, but she will kill her students. You got to think about that one for a second, because you'll always run out of time. The weakness of the Republican Party, because in 2016, there was probably, good Lord, 17 or 18 Republicans that entered that primary. The debates were so large, they had to have them on 2 stages and on 2 different days. It was a very crowded field, and Donald Trump just started picking people off one by one by one by one in that very crowded 2016 Republican primary. But whenever you have a party that is weak, you get big, fat primaries where everybody and their mama thinks they can run. The party is weak right now. Wisconsin's Democratic Party is weak. That's why we had a primary of 8 people, 9 people at one point in time. That shows evidence that, not that, oh, everybody is looking for change. No, that the party is weak. And when the party is weak, there's always someone who's going to take advantage of it, because that's what politics is. Who can you take advantage of and who can manipulate? Poor people, have-nots, ignorant people, and people that don't understand the system are ripe for manipulation. They're also easily fooled consumers. If you're vulnerable, like a whole bunch of crazy stuff sounds good to you when you're vulnerable. When you don't have a lot of money, you don't really have a lot of hope, your back is against the wall, anything that's even remotely optimistic, even if it's a goddamn fantasy, sounds good. Like, yeah, oh my God, that sounds so good. Just like the lottery ticket. But here's what weakened the Republican Party. The Democrats elected a black man twice. I need you to just think for a second. I think real hard about this now. I need you to be critical thinkers. Because if you're not a critical thinker, turn my show off now and never listen to it again because it ain't for you. They didn't think for a second that Barack Obama was a great candidate. He resonated with people. They didn't think that. They didn't think that he had a lot of charisma. No, none of that. That he was exactly what the nation needed at the time. No, they didn't think that. All they saw is that he was black and he beat Republicans, so the Republican Party must be weak. And the Republican Party knew and thought that it was weak because if a black man got elected and reelected and they couldn't find a Republican candidate to beat the black guy not once but twice, then they must be weak. So that's why they had a huge primary, because each and every one of those 16, 17, 18 people that wanted to run for the Republican nomination in 2016 basically came to one premise. I can beat a black person. Not policies, not helping the American people, not getting us out of two wars. They thought that their party was weak because a black person won. You have to understand that. Now, that is how Donald Trump came to fruition. The Democratic Party right now is very, very weak, and it's so weak, in fact, that Democrats are willing to consider someone who is not a Democrat, just like Republicans were willing to consider someone who wasn't a Republican. Donald Trump wanted to run for president as an independent. For a while, he was pro-abortion. I can understand why. Being somebody like him, what woman wants to have his baby?
Someone
Well,
that
a few
wants
of them
money.
did, I guess. A couple of them had his. Donald Trump probably he'd have probably 30 more kids if it wasn't for Roe versus Wade. However, I digress, but I'm trying to illustrate that these are the exact same phenomenon, and people think that what happens on one side is totally opposite and totally different than what happens on another. If you screw the American people over, you can move them in any direction that you want to. Black people in particular, because we don't really have the kind of like diehard loyalty to a political party. We will vote for a political party that will at least articulate our issues back to us. Doesn't mean they're going to fix them, but at least they'll explain them back to us. But just know, with gas prices being what they are, we're in another war, of course. Inflation is ridiculous. And when inflation is high and interest rates are high and wages are low or stagnant, that creates a kind of deprivation in people where they get very desperate and they're looking for something optimistic. Bernie Sanders offered something optimistic, but in the reality of governing, campaigns are poems. Beautiful poems in a poetry book with illustrations and hand-drawn cartoonish pictures to really bring the words to life. Campaigns are, you remember pop-up books? I used to love me a good pop-up book because it was like a little surprise on every page. It came to life. You open up the page and, oh, look. And it had all these, like, I don't even know how they did it, how they engineer a pop-up book. You open up the page and like this figure would spring from the pages. It's not reality. Governing is long. It's boring. It's slow. It's a 1,000-page bill with fine print and subsections and references to court cases and other bills. It is boring. It's nauseating. It's not in color. It's all black and white. There is no pictures. Campaigns are designed to romance you. Campaigns are courtship. Ladies, you ever been courted? This man, he laid out the red carpet for you. He took you out to dinner. He took you to Moe's twice. He took you to the lakefront. He rented a paddle boat. You did all the romantic things. You did a weekend getaway in Chicago while he was courting you, and it was so beautiful. And then you finally committed to him and said yes, and he don't do none of that stuff no more. Now he just goes to work and comes home tired. Campaigns are courtship. Don't get romanced, especially you fellas. I got to say that to myself because Franny Pants came in here and Franny got game. She's like, Sherwin, I want everybody to love black people. I was like, oh, Franny. Next thing you know, my boxers were at my ankles.
Jeez.
But I know better. I've seen it 1,000,001 times, and I just watch really smart, intelligent people make up excuses for a candidate that you all know is not going to get any legislation passed. And let me argue this. For those of you that are vulnerable and tired of the corruption and you're tired of stuff not getting done, if you elect a Democratic Socialist, you will get more of the same. It'll feel a little bit better. But the same system is going to continue to play out because a Democrat in the legislature is not going to give political support to a Democratic socialist because a Democratic socialist is not a Democrat. That's like a Democrat putting forth their agenda to help a Republican. They simply don't do it. And you've got to be able to see it that way. There are three prongs on this fork: the Democrats, the Republicans, and the Democratic socialists. Democratic socialists are not Democrats. They want to take the existing system, and this is just fact, and they want to reform the system by using the system. What? That's like a black cop saying, or a black sheriff. Here's a better example. We've had a few black sheriffs. A black sheriff, because you run as a partisan, which is weird, when you run for sheriff in Milwaukee County. And we've had a bunch of black sheriffs, at least 3, maybe 4, certainly 3. And it's like a black sheriff saying, hey, run, and I'm running, and if you elect me, I'm going to end institutional racism in policing. And some black people might believe it. But how do you use the system of policing that is institutionally racist and think that you are going to change it and upend it by using the same system that is institutionally racist? It's nonsensical, but that also shows y'all didn't learn about civics. How do I know? I talk to some of you every single day, and you are baffled that the system works the way it does because you never learned it. And some of you are 80 years old. Oh, Sherwin, I didn't know that that's how it worked. So you've been voting for how long? Oh, for 60 years. And you're just finding out this is how a bill becomes a law now, and you were born when? 1946. Okay, who was the first person that you voted for? Barry Goldwater. Don't fall for it, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a mode and in a moment where we need policy to actually get passed. And it's very boring and it's very dry and it's not very sexy, but campaigns are exciting. They are sexy because a campaign just can lie about everything. And then when they get elected and they don't get anything done, they just blame the other side. So if you actually want things to happen and policies to come to fruition, you have to support someone who has legislative support for their agenda. Any executive that is out on an island without legislative support is just a talking head. And trust me, I know all about talking heads. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Each blood pressure check, each clear answer, each caught it early moment is why we show up. From unexpected nights in the ER to therapy that helps you get your strength back, step by step. We stand ready, quietly preparing, focused, and guided by one promise: to be fully devoted to you. Ascension, Wisconsin. Advanced care. Devoted to you.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW-Milwaukee. Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Oh, these political discussions are so fantastic. Look, I get it. You guys want to see some major change, and let me help you out. The major change that you want to see, nobody else is going to deliver that. We have to do it. We have to roll our sleeves up, select a shift, and volunteer to teach black kids how to read. If you want change, pool your money together with a few other black folks and buy vacant and dilapidated property in the black community and hire young black men and teach them rough carpentry, drywall, electrical work, HVAC, and use them to rehab the house, and you sell the house and you split the profit. You sell it to a first-time homeowning black family, the change we want to see, because it takes too much work. That's why we don't do it. So then we outsource the change that we want to see to somebody else, and we legitimately think that someone is going to make that change on our behalf. Now, the change you may get is you may get history. Barack Obama was history making, and I would argue that his Affordable Care Act did a lot, even though they're trying to dismantle it, and slowly, piece by piece, it is starting to fall apart. But the real change that we want to see are from individual people, and we know them. They're in every single city and every single community that are making a major difference. They're helping individual people. They're starting at the grassroots level, and they're working, and they are dedicated to that kind of change for the rest of their lives. That is the only way we are going to get the kind of change that we see. But because we don't have that kind of time, because we live in a quick service world. Oh, by the way, I need to order more garbage bags off of Amazon. Oh, and I need fabric softener too. And I can just use my thumbs, and maybe even by the time I get home, I'll have garbage bags and fabric softener. Social and political change does not work that way. We want it to, but just because you want something. I wanted a Corvette when I was 16. Did I get a Corvette? No. Oh, speaking of Corvettes. Well, not quite a Corvette, but a Camaro. So I'm on the highway Saturday night on my way home from a very long and fun day. And I hear one of these, just a jackass, on the freeway. He's got a Camaro with loud exhaust pipes, and he's just revving his engine. And I'm like, oh, sir, are you threatening me? And he pulls up to me, and I'm driving Miss Tesla Rhonda Jenkins, you see. I'm minding my business. I ain't doing nothing to nobody. I'm listening to a little music. I'm on my way home. I'm on 94 East, about to get off on 175. I'm just minding my business. I'm just doing my thing. And this Mr. Camaro going to pull up to me and Tesla Rhonda Jenkins. Now, I don't know if you know Tesla Rhonda Jenkins, but she don't play. Oh, she's a bad bee. And so this Camaro going to pull up next to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And so in street racing culture, you'll hear 3 horn beeps. On the third beep, you go. Are you guys familiar? Well, now you are. Now, what Mr. Big Balls Camaro did is he's so rough and he is so tough. He didn't do 3 horn beeps on the third beep you go. He did 3 engine revs because, he got big balls. And I heard the first rev. I said, he ain't going to do it again. And before he did the third one, I said to Miss Tesla Rhonda Jenkins, because, she listens to me, I said, Boo, you ready to put head to bed? She was like, aye, Captain. He hit that third rev. We took off silently. And I heard his damn engine scream and redline, and I smoked him so bad I could barely hear him. And all I heard was wind noise. I just wanted to tell you guys that it doesn't really have anything to do with today's show. I just wanted to let you know that Teslas are really fast. That's all I wanted to tell you. What is this story right here? Rodriguez said she first became aware of a problem last week when her ads did not air as scheduled after her campaign announced a $1 million ad buy, and her media team called her to tell her that an invoice had not been paid. Asked if anyone had ever raised concerns about the campaign's finances previously, she said no. A Rodriguez spokesperson said the lieutenant governor believed her campaign had $1.5 million on hand when the ad buy was announced. Rodriguez said she assembled a team to deal with the problem on Friday, fired Spencer on Sunday, and contacted the Wisconsin Ethics Commission on Monday to correct the issues and file amended reports. The campaign plans to, quote, fully cooperate with the Ethics Commission and work with an accountant and compliance firm to rectify its books. Spencer did not respond to a message from the Journal Sentinel. Because they had worked together for several years, Rodriguez said she had, quote, full trust in her campaign manager to handle the finance reports. So either Kara Spencer had been doing this for many, many years and had never been caught before, because I don't think this is a one-off. This is not an anomaly. You don't commit this kind of fraud in arguably the biggest race that Sarah Rodriguez has ever run unless you knew that you could get away with it. And if you knew you can get away with it, you probably have done it before. Maybe she was instructed, because it seems like when you name the person that you fired, because all Sarah Rodriguez had to say is we've made some changes here internally with our staff. This woman has been thrown under the bus, Kara Spencer, and I wonder if they all were in cahoots. They were going to cook the books to show a higher campaign finance, a dollar amount raise to intimidate the other candidates. And then they can go back quietly and say to the election commission before the election commission finds out, because once they find out, the election commission, then it's a crime. But if you catch your mistakes, they're usually really forgiving. Because I was on the state elections board before, and we used to, one of the things in our purview when we had a partisan state elections board is we would review campaign finance documents, and if our staff found an error, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. But if you found an accounting error before we did, we always let you correct it, and we gave you a tremendous amount of grace in correcting those errors. Because we're like, hey, if the campaigns are going to find their own errors, their own accounting mistakes, because it's really easy to mess up. It's kind of a complicated process, but they make it complicated on purpose so that idiots don't run for office. You know how many people have not gotten on the ballot because they couldn't file proper paperwork? And we think that's a good thing. Running for office is not as easy as you think it is. There's a whole maze of legal paperwork and documents you have to find and file and economic disclosures. It's not for the faint of heart, but the process is tough to make sure dimwits don't find themselves on the ballot. But for some reason, we always get some dimwits on the ballot. And I'm not saying that anybody who is running right now is a dimwit, but we have had election cycles where we've had a lot of dimwits. A dimwit usually is someone that they mess up on their paperwork, they don't get on the ballot, but then all of a sudden you see them launch a write-in campaign. That's a dimwit. I didn't get on the ballot because I didn't do the documents right, but please write my name in. No. I'm not going to do extra work to vote for you because you're a dimwit. I don't think that Kara Spencer is going to be talking to anybody because she probably signed an NDA. But I wouldn't doubt if this kind of fraud had been going on for some time where you're cooking the books and making it look like you've raised more money than you actually did. The campaign finance report comes out, and then you contact the election commission and say, oh, no. We've got to correct some errors. I mean, either way, it's fraudulent. And if we want a fraud-free, corruption-free government, maybe we should start scrutinizing the candidates while they're running. And if they're showing us who they are, we should believe them. There's so much relationship similarity because we get into these relationships with these candidates. And they're courting us, the voters. Because voters are just We're just single. We're out here looking for somebody that we can ride with, someone that can help us and someone that can support us and someone that can make all of our dreams come true. When you think about it, aren't we just all on a big political dating app? Like, I don't know. I think I'm going to swipe right on Mandela. No, I'm going to swipe right on Franny Pants. Well, what about Joel Brennan? He seems to be a very well-moderated, experienced person. He's very stable. We're swiping right. I don't know. Maybe I could run for office and win. Who knows? Take a break, come back. Some polling location changes. And also, I want to ask the fundamental question. I kind of want to save that for hour 3 because I'm going to go in pretty hard. Can the African-American community resolve its own most pressing issues without needing help from somebody else? Maybe we don't need the whites. Maybe we don't need the Hispanics and the Asians. The Asians make such good food. And I can get specific with it because the Japanese, their flavor of Asian, they make the sushi. Chinese, come on. Sesame chicken. General Tso's chicken. Egg foo young. I don't even know how you make an egg look like that. I don't know. How do you foo young an egg? Do you like egg foo young? If you don't have to like it, it's an acquired taste, but some good egg foo young goes a long way in my book. Shrimp egg foo young, beef egg foo young, pork egg foo young, and they season it with a little bit of ginger.
Honestly, I've never really eaten it, I don't think. I ate a lot of Chinese food.
What's your favorite Chinese dish?
Chicken lo mein.
Okay. That's got the noodles.
Yes, the long noodles.
Basically spaghetti, but the Chinese invented spaghetti.
Yes.
The Italians stole it.
I didn't know that.
Yes, 100%. Marco Polo stole spaghetti.
Egg roll. Shrimp egg roll, you know.
You just like fried stuff. Is that what it is? Egg rolls are delicious.
Yes.
I like an egg roll, any kind of egg roll. I'll even take a vegetable egg roll because I like that crunch. And I got to put the mustard. I like spicy mustard.
Pause. I need some meat in my egg roll.
I know
I said pause before.
No. Play.
No, pause.
Play. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Should police be allowed to chase a fleeing suspect at high speed? Let's assume that the suspect is accused of committing a pretty serious felony. We know that people can get injured whenever high-speed chases are moving through densely populated urban areas. We know that people may not always be aware of signs and signals. There could be police car coming up at a rapid rate of speed, and sometimes people don't get over to the right side of the road. And it can put everyone's life in jeopardy. But is the risk worth it if someone just committed a homicide and they're on their way to go kill somebody else? They shot one person, now they're on their way to 27th and Valete because they're going to shoot somebody else, and the police are aware of both things, the first homicide and this fleeing suspect's intention to kill someone on 27th and Valete. Should the police be legally allowed to pursue that suspect at a high rate of speed through the north side of the city of Milwaukee, which we know is very densely populated? There's a lot of risk involved. Innocent motorists could get hurt. Property could be damaged. Personally, I think the answer is yes, because if we know that a suspect has committed such a violent felony already and they're making their intentions known, they're going to commit another, and the police say, well, no, we're not going to chase them, we're not going to pursue because it's dangerous. We know who the suspect is. We'll catch up with them eventually, and let's say that is what the policy is at the time. We're going to let them go because we don't want to jeopardize anybody else's safety because, it is about public safety. And then they go and they commit the second homicide. And what if that homicide could have been prevented if the police pursued that suspect? They may not have stopped at that second house to commit that homicide. If someone commits a crime and they flee, and in the course of their fleeing at a high rate of speed, someone gets injured or property gets damaged, the liability and negligence is on the suspect that committed the crime that is fleeing. So anything that gets damaged, anyone that gets hurt or worse, is the responsibility of the negligent party, the person that committed the crime in the first place. Even if the squad car hits a family of 4 in a minivan, resulting in many, many injuries, the squad car, let's assume, would not have otherwise hit that minivan if there was not a subject who committed a homicide and was on their way to commit another. So for me, it's cut and dry. I know that a number of people in our community are very much against these high-speed chases because they, in fact, have been victims. And if I or a member of my family was victimized by a high-speed vehicle chase, I might feel very different about the situation as well. But I know that we would feel a kind of guilt and remorse if our current policies prevented the police from apprehending that suspect, or at least attempting to apprehend that suspect because they're operating under a guise of heavy caution. So I know the council was supposed to vote on a new resolution. I believe that resolution was supported by my alderwoman. Her name is Charlene Moore. And I'm trying to see if we have any updates. Milwaukee police chase policy debate heading to the Common Council. Let's see what we have right here. A resolution to modify the Milwaukee Police Department's chase policy hits the Common Council agenda today. The Milwaukee Alliance Against Racial and Political Repression demands strict police pursuit rules. They sound like another one of them commie groups. You know about them, Xavier? You know about the commies? The Milwaukee Alliance Against Racial and Political Repression. I have a feeling that whoever is leading that group is probably not even black, but that's fine. I like when white people lead anti-racist groups because it's really performative. White people leading anti-racist groups is a woman faking an orgasm. Feels real. Sounds real.
I watched that video that you posted on Hughes Views 414.
Thank you.
That was the PSL guy that was coming to do the thing at the thing. He was black.
Oh, yeah, he was bad.
Yeah.
We ain't seen him since.
Yeah. So all the people that you're talking, the colored hair people. He was a black man.
And we ain't seen his ass since. They're like, hey, Rodney, we need a black face. And Rodney was like, psh, got you. Here, Rodney, here's an 84-cent McDonald's ice cream cone for you to narrate our disruption of a Midtown community forum about developing Walmart. Here, Rodney, here's a McDonald's coupon. Thank you. I'm going to go get a cone. And Rodney shows up at the meeting with ice cream dripping down his face.
You know, I ran into the alderman at the grocery store yesterday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, him and his father.
Did you say hello to him?
Oh, yeah. I said, hey, how you doing?
Alderman Chambers?
Yep. Mark Chambers. Right in my neighborhood.
No, he wasn't with his dad because his dad passed away, so he was with some other old.
Oh, okay. I thought it was his dad.
Right. Talk to him, though? Said hi to him?
Yeah, I said hello.
Right.
We fist pounded.
Nice. Does he know that you're a commie? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Democratic Socialist?
Well, what would that matter?
I'm just curious. Because y'all went into his district.
Well,
let me not say his district. You went into the 2nd district, which belongs to the good people of District Number 2. And, you know. You sounded to be neutral and objective. You were just there as a videographer.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't, I just wanted to see what was going on. I didn't, because from what I understand, it wasn't the data center that I'm against. But I do know these people are putting these computer whatever research systems all over the place just to store the mass surveillance of us. So
that's not what this was, though.
I'm just saying.
Then if I get it, if people are against large, we got to be specific. Like, details matter.
Yes.
Unless you think the constituency you're talking to is stupid. And that's exactly what this is. You can't tell me that an AI data center is going to fit in 19,000 square feet. Where we are right now is using more electricity than what they would have put at Midtown. But I don't see none of the blue and pink-haired she, him, they, thems protesting 1017 The Truth.
Oh, they're supporting local businesses. All these local businesses that are in here making all that money.
Stop.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh,
see, no big
please.
corporations are in here. They're all mom and pop shops. Let's get their money. Supporting great services to our great community of Milwaukee.
You know, I asked you to name 3 specific black issues yesterday, and you couldn't do
it. You cut me off at the first one
Let's try it again.
When I said child support. All right, let's just start off from the top.
We are. The second day. Go ahead. Give me just 3 black issues that impact black people uniquely.
Okay. Universal basic child care.
Black people uniquely. That's everybody. That's everybody with kids. That's white women with money.
Oh.
Like specific
black issues?
Just 3. The impact the black community uniquely.
I thought child care is it's
universal. It's anybody. That's men, that's women, that's gays, that's lesbian, anybody that has kids. I want an issue that impacts black people uniquely. And I know you're not going to be able to do it, but you're proving my point that Democratic Socialists are not versed on issues that impact black people. That's why black people don't vote for them. But go ahead. You have the floor.
That was that.
Yeah, well, then give me another one.
What?
Give me 3.
Let's expand Badger Care to all of, that's.
Give me healthcare is something that impacts the 80-year-old white person, the Hispanic
black
person,
people.
the immigrant. Correct. Something that uniquely impacts black people. It doesn't impact anybody else.
Discrimination. Well, I would like to reinstate DEI, and I would like to reinstate race-based scholarships, but that's going to be coming to an end very soon.
Okay, but race-based scholarships can also be Asians, can also be Hispanics, and DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion, which can include white women. Do you know anything that impacts black people? And I don't expect you to because of your flavor of politics.
All these things
you are the
affect all of us.
prototype of the Democratic Socialist, and I'm not trying to take that away from you, but you were explaining why black people don't vote for Democratic Socialists, because if I ask you or anybody else that's a Democratic Socialist to name 3 issues that uniquely impact black people, they won't be able to do it, meaning when they govern, they won't have any policies that will be aimed at focusing on issues that uniquely impact black people.
I don't know.
Okay?
I think healthcare and childcare
are universal. Here's something that uniquely impacts black people.
Let's hear an example.
Black children in MPS are 91% not on grade level. That's black children. That's not Hispanic children. That's not Asian children. Black women much more likely to not get prenatal care and are more likely to die and have complications during childbirth. Not white women, not Hispanic women, not rich women, not black women uniquely. Black children, when they are born, they have higher rates of mortality. These are issues that impact black people uniquely, aside and apart from other racial categories and groups. There are actually things. Home ownership. Black people disproportionately do not own nearly as many homes as other racial groups, meaning we don't have equity, we don't have assets, we are much more likely to not be able to start a business. There are issues that uniquely impact black people. I know that. Other people know that. Democratic Socialists don't, but they don't have to, because the Democratic Socialists can be like, well, universal workers' rights, and then black people are included in that, but then they can get nuanced when it comes to queers. They can tell you, a Democratic Socialist can tell me 6 ways from Sunday how queer folk are impacted uniquely, because sometimes gay people are impacted in society in ways that straight people aren't, right? But most Democratic, like Fran says in her campaign platform, she is an uncompromising supporter of the queers, which is fine. I know the gay people, they have issues that they deal with that a straight person wouldn't deal with, and I bet a Democratic Socialist can name all of those. But if I ask the Democratic Socialist to give me the same issues that impact black people, they say stuff like universal basic child care. That's my point.
I think that's a good policy, though.
I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm black, and so are the people that I talk to. So are my neighbors. So are the people that I share a community with. So are the people that have given me a career to deliver them information for the last 15 years. I am concerned about them. I am concerned about us. I'm not concerned about universal stuff. I can't tell a black family, hi, let's do some universal stuff and hope that you maybe can get a small percentage of it. That's not how this works now.
So what kind of policy would you pass to help, birth rates with black people?
Specific investments in zip codes in which you have higher rates of black infant mortality. There needs to be more funding, more research, and there needs to be more of a specific academic focus on why black women in Milwaukee are having complications in childbirth like a goddamn third world country. And you can't just say universal health care, because that's going to give more money to people that have hangnails.
Yeah.
We oftentimes get overlooked for the bigger picture, and I would like someone who can be specifically focused on the nuances, but nobody wants to. But again, we live in an anti-affirmative action, anti-DEI climate, and if you are running for office in that climate and you are also participating in anti-inclusion, then I ain't gonna vote for it. But what I just explained is also why Bernie Sanders didn't really get a lot of love either. We need to make sure everything is universal. Universal to me in America means white people go first. I'm going to take a break, come back.
Well, he did win 71 of the 72 counties.
And then lost everything else.
So, well, got cheated.
Okay, well. Always
thank
make
Debbie
it up.
Washman Schultz. Thank
we would not be a better country if a non-Democrat took advantage of the Democratic Party, got elected, and then was able to get no political support. And then all of his ideas, but that's why people lose faith in politics. A politician knows that they can't get their ideas turned into laws and tangible policy. They lie to people. And then people's lives don't change and people get duped. Like, oh, I voted for Bernie because I thought he was going to do X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. No, he just told you that stuff so you would vote for him. It's like bait and switch. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Milwaukee Common Council is set to vote on new restrictions limiting when and who police officers can chase. The meeting was scheduled for 9 a.m. this morning at the City Hall. Milwaukee Police Department's chase policy has been debated for years, and the Fire and Police Commission made several recommendations this year. In February, the police department eliminated speeding as a sole reason to initiate a chase. In May, the commission recommended banning officers from starting a chase for reckless driving after attempting a traffic stop. Well, that sends the wrong message. So I can blow past John Q. Law going 3 times the posted speed limit, and then they can opt out of chasing me? No, come chase me, sir or madam. I want you to chase. No, I don't want you to chase. First of all, I think I could get away from a cop. No. Not that I would ever do it. I would never lead the police on a high-speed chase. Ever. The only conceivable reason why I would not stop if I was being pulled over if I had to use the bathroom really bad. We just gotta go to my house, buddy.
Number 1 or number 2?
Sometimes going number 1 real bad, sometimes you gotta pee.
Oh, I pull over. It's the power of having, the penis. You can pee anywhere you want.
Xavier, I've peed in my own yard before.
Oh, yeah.
And every time I bring it up, women are always like, oh my God, why would she go in the house? Because I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's nice. Sometimes you like to enjoy the breeze. I know I do.
It's liberating peeing outside. It's
It
just
is.
like, just looking around.
Yeah.
Looking at the stars or your neighbor looking at you in the face.
Or you go to the secluded part of the beach, and, you pee into the lake. You enjoy that cool lake breeze on you.
I mean, yeah, well, people pee in swimming pools, which is disgusting. Don't do that. That's really
that's pretty
foul.
bad.
Yeah, get out of the pool. But I don't do public pools. And also, I don't go into Lake Michigan. I think I've never been into Lake Michigan deeper than my ankles. And it's always really cold. The water's cold. But I have gotten home, put my vehicle in the garage, and I was like, I might as well pee right here.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. And why? Because I don't have to pee in the house. I mean, it's an option. I also could have peed before I left. But people get offended by that. Like, oh my God, Sherwin. Like, what do you... First of all, you wouldn't even know. What are you in my yard on your hands and knees? You wouldn't even know where my pee spot is. You wouldn't even know. You let your dog pee in the yard. Why don't you train your damn dogs to pee in the toilet? And first of all, especially you people on the east side, X, I know you deal with this. You might even be one of these people because this is something the Democratic Socialists might do. When your dog goes number 2, a lot of east side people don't pick it up.
Oh, I pick it up.
It's disrespectful as hell. Like, it's just, you shouldn't be a dog owner because dog crap is disgusting.
My block is pretty it's pretty spot free of the dog poop.
Okay, tell you what. Walk around a 7 or 8 square block radius downtown on the east side with no shoes on in grassy areas and look at your feet when you get home.
Yeah. I would say that's more of a River West thing.
Why are you picking on the River Westerners? Because they're usually gross and dirty?
I'm just saying, I think if I think of people letting their dog poop and letting the stuff stay there, I think that's more of a River West thing.
I think the richer the people and the richer the neighborhood, the more entitled they are. Like, oh, I don't have to pick up my dog's poop. I'll let someone else do it. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Don't settle for a fixer-upper. Build a brand new home with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity. They partner with first-time buyers to make home ownership possible with little to no down payment and a team that's on your side every step of the way. Even if you're just starting to explore what's possible, they're here to help you take the next step. If your household earns between $55,000 and $90,000 a year, you may qualify. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 1017 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. This is the hour that I have been waiting for, because I believe in my heart of hearts that this hour will serve as a teachable moment, because there are issues that uniquely impact the Black community that do not impact other groups the way that we are harmed by them. And I say we because even if you are a Black person that doesn't necessarily fit into these categories, having people in the community in which you live impacted by these issues does have some kind of an effect on you. At the very least, your taxes are going to go up because it's going to be some kind of cost associated with whatever this issue is. And I want people in this country to first admit that there are issues that uniquely impact Black people, because there's some people that want to diminish the racial categories. Like, oh, Sherwin, race is just a made-up concept. It is, but it's also very real and very tangible. And there are ways in which you can discriminate against someone, a lot of times based on their income and based on their geography and also based on their skin color, that can hurt that person and harm that person uniquely and intentionally. And if you are running for office, not that I expect you to fix any of these issues that target Black people, but at least be aware of them. And if you're not aware of them, you're not going to be a thoughtful policymaker. I'll use myself as an example. If I ran for office, a lot of my constituents are women. I may be unaware of some of the issues that impact women uniquely that don't impact men. And some of you can name them, and I probably can name a few as well. But what I would do is I would commit myself to listening to women and understanding where they are impacted in ways that I can't see. And I would deem those women credible because they're coming from a perspective and they have an experience that I don't have as a man. Side note, ladies, is it good or bad being a woman? Do you like it or not like it? Do the pros outweigh the cons? Because it seems like it's just a lot. You can't pee wherever you want. That's for sure. When a woman pees outside, like think about the olden days, like back in the caveman days. A woman had to have somebody stand guard because a predator could come up behind her because she can't see. Excuse me, I gotta squat. Don't look. I gotta squat down. I can pee and stand guard. And if I see a predator coming while I'm peeing, I'll just run pee. You know, like I'm saying, oh no, a lion is coming, and I'll start. A woman like, no, I have to finish before I run, and the next thing you know, she's getting eaten up by a lion. So for that simple reason, I think it's worth it being a man. And being a man also, can I just admit something? It pays a little more. It does. Fellas, why are you still getting married? No, I'm going to get into the issues that uniquely impact Black people. I have a whole hour. Don't worry. I'm very productive with my time, but I got to throw this out there without anybody getting mad because I was thinking about something. First, let me admit that there are issues that uniquely impact women. And if I was a male legislator or an executive, I would have to be aware of that. Be aware of the issues that uniquely impact different groups that you're not affiliated with. And you have to listen to them. And that's why when somebody is running for office and they're unaware of the issues that uniquely impact African Americans, that's a problem because you won't be thoughtful in your policy making. If I was a legislator, I'm going to interchange race and gender just for the purposes of making this argument. I would want to be a thoughtful policymaker in representing my woman constituents because I know that they're like child rearing and childbirth and pay disparities and sexual harassment. Now, I'm not saying that men don't get sexually harassed, but I'll be willing to bet that men are probably more likely to be sexual harassed on the job by another man than by a woman. Even though I had my butt grabbed by a lady named Colleen when I worked at Ernie Von Schledorn. And the only reason why it was sexual harassment is because she weighed 300 pounds and had a bad perm and really bad skin. If she was even remotely attractive, I could have worked with it. But because she was a gigantic big back booger wolf, I told her if she ever touched me again, I'd break her effing fingers. And she was like, "Oh, Sherwin, I'm sorry. I thought you liked it." No, I did not, Colleen. Big back booger wolf. She rode a Harley Davidson, too. Just imagine that. She had one of them bellies where her belly was in two parts. Like she pulled her pants up, and there was just as much belly below her waistline as there was above. It was a two-belly system. And it was not cool. And I was 19. Like, why would she want any of this sweet chocolate 19-year-old Sherwin? I understand why. So women deal with things uniquely. Just like black people deal with things uniquely that are not, they're not impacting other people. So there's a term. It's called like, if I don't get it right, somebody will Google it. An adhesion contract or something of the sort. So where when a man and a woman get married, the man's responsibility very well could be protection, providing, and financial support for the family. Protecting the family, providing for the family, whether it be financially or with the house, and then his money helps to take care of the wife and the children. All of those things are enforceable by law. The money that he has, the money that he makes that provides a lifestyle for his wife and also helps raise the children, all that can be enforced by law. What does a woman provide? Softness, kindness, and let's be honest, sex. None of that is enforceable by law when they divorce. So a man enters into a contract with a woman with what he brings to the marriage is enforceable by law. Sir, if you're paying to help take care of the children, you will continue to pay to help take care of the children. If you made more money than your wife did and she got accustomed to a lifestyle, she is still entitled to that lifestyle that you created and made for her in the marriage. You're going to have to pay her alimony. Those are enforceable. No judge nor divorce attorney can make the woman be soft, be kind, and have sex with that man. None of that is legally enforceable. So when you think about it as a contract, because y'all are getting married because of love, and love runs out, you are entering into a contract where the ideas and the pieces and the tenets that the man is bringing is enforceable by a judge and by law. But what a woman brings to a marriage is not. It's a faulty contract for men. So here's what I say. Just get you a girlfriend. Get you a girlfriend and just love on your girlfriend. And if it doesn't work out, it's a relationship, and ships sail. Sometimes that ship sails. Oh, I've had many a ship dock and take off from Lake Michigan. Many a relationship has sailed. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Because guess what? Another boat's coming into harbor. Another boat's coming. I'm scared to look at the YouTube chat because I might have offended somebody with that dose of truth. Am I wrong, though? What a woman brings to a marriage, and let's assume she's not bringing money, because some women do, but then those are going to be the ones that want a prenup. It's crazy if a man says he wants a prenup. How dare you? That's selfish. If you don't get divorced, you don't need a prenup. But if a woman is self-made, all of her female friends will encourage her to get a prenup. Girl, don't give him none of your money. You ever seen an angry woman?
Many.
Okay. Imagine this now. Imagine a woman who is already angry, and then have that same woman who's already angry for whatever reason, have a judge enforce child support on her where she has to pay her ex-husband alimony and child support. You have never in your life seen that kind of anger. Woo-wee! I've met a couple of those. In fact, I know a woman right now, and she makes hella money. She works right downtown. She's very successful. I won't mention her name because some of y'all have absolutely been to the establishment that she works at many times. And she manages like high-level stuff at this establishment and is damn near broke because she's paying child support for 2 kids. And that's after taxes. Oh, she's so angry. And here's the problem. So she's a homegirl of mine. In fact, Denise Thomas knows her real good too. Every time I hang out with her, I got to pay for everything. She's like, Sherwin, I'm short, bro. Child support came knocking. I was like, all right, player, I got you. I got these little drinks. Don't even worry about it pimping. I feel bad for her. Women don't like that. They don't like paying child support. But you got to take care of the babies. Yeah, they got some kind of weird custody arrangement where, I don't know, if they got the kids like, it's split. It's ridiculous. So placement in custody is 50-50. But dude gets like $1,700 a month for 2 kids. That's
pretty nice.
Hell yeah, it is. Shout out to my fellas getting child support. Shout out to the men getting that money, and women over here getting mad. No. It's the law. You got to pay for these kids. Shouldn't have had them if you can't pay for them. What kind of baby mama are you? I hope she's not listening. Well, she's not. She got to be working her ass off because she need every bit of her paycheck. She can't afford to listen to me. She's like, sure, when they child support. She made it seem like child support is the feds. Like, yeah, they got me, Sherwin. Child support got my paycheck. So what is that? That's $850 a paycheck? Ooh, that's nasty work. Our tubes are tied. She's like, I'm not doing this ever again.
What, having a kid?
Oh, yeah. She's paying for 2. It's $1,700. And the oldest is 11. She got at least 7 nasty years of that $850. Assuming he doesn't go back and ask for an increase, because that's the other thing. If you get a raise, you have to report to the court that you got a raise, because guess what? Child support is going to go up. You can't even get it. They won't even let you breathe. And remember, it's after taxes. So after the government gets their tax money, you're paying child support after that. You're paying child support on the dark meat. The government gets the white meat. Then the child support gets the breast and the wing. All you got left is a drummy and a half of a thigh. And you got to eat off of that for 2 weeks.
More of the story. Pull out.
Or either don't have kids, which people are not having children. You can also just see by the neglect of the children that are already here. Nobody wants the kids that are here. And people are absolutely having less children because it's too expensive. And schools aren't performing well. And and plus your kid can grow up and kill somebody. You ever think about that? And you have to think to yourself, if your kid is a murderer, you're probably thinking like, yeah, had I not had that kid, someone else would be alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, don't you ever think that way? For those of you that have a kid that murdered, you're like, oh man, had I not had that child, this family could have theirs. You know, it's not worth it, I don't think. All right, that segment is gone. We got a lot of things we got to talk about this hour. I want to discuss with you all the issues that uniquely impact African Americans, and maybe we don't need anyone to help solve our problems. We might be able to solve them all on our own instead of always looking for someone to help us, looking for a legislator or an executive or some other elected official to help us with our problems. What if we could solve our own issues? I'm going to take a break, come back. I'm going to give you the details of what the top issues that are plaguing African American progress and which or any of those issues can we solve on our own without help from anybody else. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do you own a business or represent a community organization? Be a part of the 1017 The Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd at the Riverside High School. We're currently accepting vendor applications and sponsors. Reserve your space by visiting truthfamilyfest.com. That is truthfamilyfest.com, or email sierra.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. That is Sierra, CIERRA.Brown. I don't got to spell Brown, do I? Sierra.Brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. Join one of Milwaukee's favorite community events, proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, and artists working in education, and also Ascension Healthcare. If I got to spell Brown, we have a problem. Do I got to spell Truth Family Fest? I just want to make sure everybody has the proper information. See you guys. Truth Family Fest. I guess I got to work that Saturday. You know, I don't like working weekends now. Weekends are Sherwin times when I do my self-care.
Oh, so you'll be there?
Yeah, I think I have to be there. I ain't gonna be there the whole time now. I'm precious with my time.
Yeah, I feel you there.
You gonna be there too?
Am I on the schedule?
I don't know. Did the schedule come out?
I don't know. As far as I know, I will not be there. I'll be on my couch relaxing on that Saturday morning.
Well, then we'll bring Damn Truth Family Fest to you. Then we'll bring it to your goddamn house. Rick Banks says he's a proud democratic socialist, and he says 3 black issues: racism in hiring and pay, housing assessment discrimination, and discrimination in bank lending. Reggie, the thing with your comments is you just type stuff in the YouTube chat that are irrelevant to everything on planet Earth. I can't read them. Like, and we do appreciate you participating. Like yesterday, I was reading the YouTube comments in the Hughes Views 414 Evening Digest podcast. I guess I'll do one tonight. I suppose. It's too hot to do anything else. I guess I'll be home under the air conditioning this evening. So join me at 7 o'clock on YouTube. I'm sure you will. Hughes Views 414. We do a little hour-long digest. It's uncensored, and we take calls. Talk about the issues of the day, maybe to go over things that I didn't get to during this program, or any information or news that breaks in the afternoon and the evening. I just randomly will pick a YouTube comment to read. And I don't know what I was talking about. I was going on about something, and Reggie was like, I like Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Why do people do that? Alan will call the show. Well, at least I learned something from Alan today. You can get an 84-cent ice cream cone. On a hot day like this, I'd get 2 of them. But you got to get a cup, though, too, because in case I don't like when ice cream melts. I don't like being sticky.
I'm a Ben & Jerry's guy myself.
Overrated.
Really? Chunky Monkey?
Overrated.
Woo.
It's not custardy enough. I need my ice cream to be creamy. You know who actually has good ice cream, and it's not even real ice cream? Dairy Queen. Soft serve Dairy Queen ice cream is actually relatively low in calories, but it's so damn creamy. Because they put it's a lot of air whipped into it.
You're not like a Cops guy or Oscars?
Hell yeah, I'm a Cops guy.
Okay.
In fact, I would never cheat on Cops. I don't even really care for Culver's because their frozen custard is too frozen.
Agreed.
It's too hard. Cops will get you right every single time. When I was visiting my dad in the hospital, I'd always cheer myself up on the way home. I go to Cops and give me a burger, and I get a banana shake, and I eat it in the car. And sometimes I take my shoes off and stick my feet out the window.
Cops is a little too greasy for me sometimes.
Oh, I like that grease. You know what? You ever get a burger from Cops? I'm sure you've had one before.
Oh, yeah, plenty.
You know how, and it's not just Cops, when you get a hamburger, you go to a restaurant, they always serve it with a pickle.
Yeah.
You know why they do that?
Why?
Because pickles make you salivate, and it wakes up your taste buds so that your food tastes better. It has nothing to do with anything. That's what pickles on the side do.
Weird.
They wake up your taste buds.
I always give it to my dog.
Do you know why they serve? You ever have a fish fry before? Are you a fish fry person?
Yes.
I love me a fish fry, damn it. I'll fight somebody's mama. I'll fight your grandmother over a nice fish fry.
I know a really good fish fry at a hole-in-the-wall place.
Best ones.
Yes.
Best. The places that you should be a little afraid going into is going to have the best food.
Yeah, I mean, this place I'm talking about, this is like, kind of in the country. So this is like white country. So you go in there, you're a black guy walking in there. You feel a little uneasy, but they're pretty nice.
All right.
Especially if you walk in there with a white woman.
Want to do a show on interracial dating one day?
I know all about it.
You got you one now, don't you?
No, I do not have a girlfriend right now.
Well, you said you met somebody over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. I met a very, very smart, beautiful woman.
You said you were going to send me a picture of her. I want to see what she looks like. I want to know what your definition of beautiful is, because your definition of beautiful, it might actually be beautiful, or it might be like a 5.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I have to get a hold of her social media. How about that?
Do you follow her on social media?
No, not currently.
You better check that out before you take it a step further. You need to know how thotty she is.
I mean,
I'm serious.
I'm not against the thought.
All right. I know you got a picture of her. Don't hold out. I want to see.
Yeah, I got
a picture. Hold it up to the glass.
I have a picture. Let's see.
Is she naked? I don't want to see her naked. I don't need to see her.
She's not naked in the photo. Hold on. Let me
see that face card. I'll let you know. I'm gonna let Truth Nation know what kind of taste you got. She's probably Booger Wolf. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I would rather have a 5 to 7 that's smart and has a great personality than a 9 that's adult. All day. The 9s are just for show. Was I talking about something? Oh, yeah, black people issues. Oh, no, here's another thing I learned. And we're going to get to the black people issue. Don't worry, I got time. So we're talking about fish fries. You know why they serve lemon with fish fry? So you can clean your fingers and our big back asses squeeze the lemon on the fish. Yeah. That is the original reason why lemon is served with a fish fry, so your fingers don't smell like fish when you're done eating the fish fry. But let's put the lemon on the fish. But let me just go ahead and say this. Lemon on fish is delicious. But it can sometimes make the batter soggy, though.
Depending on the fish fries. Some of them are extra crispy.
I went to Barnacle Buds. Arguably some of the best seafood you can get in Milwaukee. I'll have that argument with somebody. And they have a sandwich called a grouper Reuben. And it's hold on, let me see. Hang on a second. Hang on, everybody. I'm looking at the picture. She's not bad.
I think the photo doesn't do her justice, but
what did you say about her butt?
I said the photo doesn't do her justice.
Oh, I thought you said butt. Does she got a body?
Yeah, she's a nice looking lady. Nice little yoga mama.
She looks kind of innocent. Well, she got a bunch of tattoos, though.
Yes.
But she looks like she doesn't wear a lot of makeup.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's
what I like.
Yeah, she's decent. She's from Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. River West person.
Oh, she's a dirty River Westerner. Her feet are dirty, probably. Oh, dirty River West. She don't shave her armpits, does she?
Maybe.
You like that? If somebody don't shave their armpits, you gotta leave, sir.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, mister, get out of my house, man.
I'm not disclosing anything. I don't want to. Maybe she's listening right now. I don't want to put her business out there on Front Street.
She ain't listening. Oh, she don't shave her armpits.
Maybe she's a hippie.
Maybe she needs a razor.
Yeah.
So she don't shave her armpits or her legs. I'm not going to ask about nothing else because she don't shave the base. Like, that's the bare minimum. Oh, here comes Al calling now, too. Let me get on my stuff here. Educational achievement. This is the highest issue that impacts the African-American community. Educational attainment is arguably the strongest predictor of lifetime income, wealth, health, incarceration risk, and marriage rates and life expectancy. 27.7% of black adults have earned a bachelor's degree, and that's up from 14.5% in 2000, showing significant progress, but still well below the national average. Approximately 90.8% of black adults have at least completed high school. National testing continues to show large reading and mathematics proficiency gaps beginning in elementary school. Number 2, wealth and asset building. Income and wealth are fundamentally different. A family earning $90,000 a year may possess almost zero wealth. Wealth provides financial resilience, college funding, business capital, retirement security, and inheritance. Research findings from the Urban Institute says that college education and entrepreneurship substantially increase black wealth, yet black professionals still accumulate considerably less wealth than similarly educated white professionals. These are things that impact the black community uniquely. Employment and labor market disparities. Historically, black unemployment has remained approximately twice that of white unemployment across economic cycles. Recent 2026 estimates show black unemployment is 8%, while white unemployment is under 4%. So employment rates, that's something that impacts black people uniquely. Family stability. The issue receives comparatively less media attention, but consistently ranks among the strongest predictors of child outcomes. Family structure affects educational attainment, childhood poverty, behavioral outcomes, emotional development, and incarceration risk. The Pew Research Center reports black Americans remain less likely than other Americans to be married, and nearly half of black adults have never been married. Social scientists generally find that stable two-parent households are associated with better average outcomes for children across racial and ethnic groups, though outcomes are also strongly influenced by income, neighborhood conditions, and school quality. Violent crime and public safety. Communities experiencing high violent crime often experience business flight, declining property values, lower investment, chronic stress, trauma, and reduced educational achievement. Victimization research consistently shows violent crime is concentrated geographically and is associated with race, poverty, educational disadvantage, and neighborhood instability. Number 6, health disparities. Health inequities remain one of the largest quality of life challenges for African Americans uniquely. Major concerns include hypertension, diabetes, obesity, maternal mortality, stroke, kidney disease, and heart disease. The Office of Minority Health reports Black families experience higher poverty and unemployment, factors that reduce access to preventative care and contribute to poorer health outcomes. So I'm listing for you things that impact the Black community uniquely. Are any of these candidates for governor addressing any of these issues? If they are or are not, why and why not? And which of these issues can we resolve internally without needing help from anybody else? Housing and home ownership. Home ownership remains America's primary engine for middle-class wealth. Lower home ownership amongst African Americans contributes to lower net worth, less inherited wealth, neighborhood instability, and reduced retirement security. Housing remains closely tied to school quality, neighborhood safety, environmental exposure, and social mobility. Entrepreneurship and business ownership. Business ownership creates wealth, employment, community investment, and political influence. Black-owned businesses remain underrepresented relative to population share and often face less startup capital, lower access to credit, and smaller investor networks. And number 10, mental health and trauma. Exposure to community violence, chronic poverty, discrimination, and housing instability creates cumulative stress felt uniquely by African Americans. Researchers increasingly examine adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, toxic stress, depression, PTSD, and anxiety. Civic participation and political representation. Political participation influences school funding, policing, transportation, housing, healthcare, and taxation. The Congressional Black Caucus Foundation identifies voting rights, workforce challenges, healthcare, technology, and economic opportunity among the major policy issues shaping Black communities in 2026. All right, take a break, come back, talk to Al, and then give you some details on which of those aforementioned ideas can Black people resolve on their own without needing help from any outside groups or politicians. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most, your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. That's how you know you good, when you say the little fine print part real fast. Let's talk to somebody who I think needs their own radio show. Hey, Al. How are you doing today?
Tuesday, Fun Day Tuesday. Hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and it's hot and it's going to be sticky. But what I wanted to say to you is, you said, are they addressing our issues? Hell no, they ain't addressing no black people issues. You know they only call black people when they ready to fight and ready to F. But anything else, they don't want to touch that because they want to do everything from a distance. I don't know why they do that, but I just say keep the same energy. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to reach out to us, hey, F you too, B. How about that? Also, if you want black wealth to grow, the only thing they have to do is work together. They both lead. They both inspire, motivate, and uplift each other, and they lead together. Ain't nobody better than this person or that person. Y'all lead together, which means when the man read the document, she needs to read the document as well, so y'all both can be on the same page. That's what's effing us up a little bit, and some people sometimes get to feeling themselves when they start sniffing their own booty. But what I wanted to say to Xavier, I don't care what woman that is you're with, you make sure you paint them walls and you open her up like a wildflower, okay? That's all you need to do.
Can you repeat that? Xavier was talking to other producers in the studio. Can you repeat that advice you have for Xavier about this new woman he's seeing?
I said the only thing he has to do with the new woman is paint them walls and open her up like a wildflower.
Oh yeah.
You also need to get you some toys when you're on the recharge level for about a good 15, 20 minutes, so you can play with a little bit, lick it, and go back in there and play with a little bit, and then you go back in there and paint them walls again, okay?
Oh yeah, that's how I get down.
That's all I'm going to tell you is give it the best, and you shall always leave. You shall always leave, leaving with 2 nuts.
Okay.
Not one.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yes, you always leave. They got to guarantee you 2 nuts, not one. See, the first one, you're just getting started, okay? But the second one, you're going to exploit all the angles and parts of the foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you. I lay it down. I took some of your advice before, the black man's Viagra. I used it a couple times.
Yeah.
It works like a charm.
Yep, and you just make sure you use that jackhammer and beat that concrete up. And even if they say they take a little break, let them take half of a break and go back in, and you will leave wearing the crown. Because one thing women know, if a man lands some good pipe, some of them will let him get away with anything. But a lot of times when a woman is on that man real hard and heavy, he ain't laying that pipe. He rather buy a pizza than paint and beat them walls out. And, sometimes you might have to go down there and nibble on them lips a little bit, too. But don't do it too long because they don't supposed to be with no pap smear Ain't always used, no teeth, straight tongue. You have yourself a good one and let her wet your face up a little bit. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Sound advice. Hopefully she was not listening.
We're going to get canceled.
I don't think so. We're like a political show / relationship show.
Politics is about relationships.
Exactly.
The reason why I talk about relationships so much, I think it flies over a lot of people's heads because they see them as separate. Communities are relationships. The people that we elect to represent us, those are relationships. But the foundation and the building block of any community is the interaction between individual people. Platonic relationships, business relationships, community relationships, and romantic relationships, because romantic relationships produce children, and children are the future of the community. It's all tied in together. So if you are not very well versed on the different kinds of relationships, then dare I say you may not be very versed in what community building actually is. And I don't like this war going on between the men and the women. I don't like it. Whenever a man says, you know what, I'm not going to take this, I'm not going to tolerate this, and I actually have boundaries, for some reason, for some women, that feels controlling. But a woman can do whatever she wants and say whatever she wants, and she always can blame her hormones as the excuse. You know that that's fake. It's only like 7% of women whose behavior is actually impacted by whatever their hormonal imbalances are. So 93% of y'all is liars, but you use it as an excuse. Well, we can use it as an excuse, too, as men. We got the testosterone. And testosterone is a violent hormone. It makes you get mad. It also makes you a monster, and it makes you want to hump. We are cursed as men. Ladies, if you were a man for 24 hours, immediately you would understand. It really does feel like a curse, because with you ladies, not that I need to give you a lesson on your anatomy, but yours it's packaged away. It's tucked up in there. It's, all your parts are all internal. Ours it's out. It's hanging and dangling. And you got to do something with it. I got to put this thing somewhere. I got to put it somewhere. Help me. I got to get out of the poison has to get out. I got to put this thing somewhere. And and sometimes it'll wake you up in the middle of the night. It'll tap you on your shoulder. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Or, hey, where your phone at? I need to text somebody. Like, go back to sleep. I don't want to. I'm wide awake. Come on, Sherwin. Where you? Is your phone charged? And it'll just dial on its own. It's a curse. Ladies, if you knew just for 24 hours, you would be way bigger hoes. You're like, oh my gosh. Swinging around, throw it over your shoulder and walk out to the mall.
Some women are bigger hoes than males. Definitely.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Because they always lie.
I've seen it. Trust me. It's quite despicable sometimes.
The best lesson for a man to learn: be the other man. Ruthless.
Yeah.
I actually even felt sorry, and I don't ever really feel sorry for other men, but I felt sorry for dude.
Why? What was happening?
She answered the phone.
Oh.
You know what I mean? She answered the phone.
Mid-session?
He was like, hey, and put him on speaker. She's like, hey, he called. She answered. Because her not answering is more suspicious. He's like, yeah, just wondering when you coming home. She's like, I'll be there in a little while. I'm just finishing something up here at the office. He was like, cool, miss you, love you. Miss you too, love you too. I was like, you are cold-blooded.
That's crazy.
Cold-blooded. And that's the tip of the iceberg. Because they get to live in in a fantasy world. And if they're being served by their dreams and by their fantasies, it doesn't matter who they hurt. Now, obviously, this is not all women, but a woman who is not being loved and touched and doted over by her partner. And her partner could be working his ass off, paying all the bills, providing a lifestyle for her and her kids, and it does not matter. If there's no excitement, if there's no mystery left, she will find it. And maybe it's the reality TV shows and this myth about love and about romance and this nonsensical, just everything has got to be so beautiful and so perfect, and men are here to just dote over women. That's not reality. She will go find it. But then that's the thing. She'll go and find it. She'll go back home and dinner will still be ready at 6:00. And you'll never know, fellas. Trust me. You will never know. There's a couple of hints and a couple of clues, but even if you confront her with it, her lies are not only beautiful, they're elegant, and they're backed up by several people. My friends is too stupid to lie for me. Hey, Johnny. Hey, if Susie asks you, we was kicking it all night. All right, Johnny? Yeah, dog, I got you. Susie runs into Johnny the next day. So, were you with Sherwin? I ain't seen Sherwin since last March. Dummy, I just told you what to say. Damn it. But I'll cover for my guys. I will lie the day long. I'll lie. Oh, yeah, I was with him. Well, what did you guys do? Went to the moon? Yeah, no, that's why he was gone so long, because we had to catch an Elon. We took an Elon Uber. No, I'm serious. We went to the moon, and then he wanted to get an 84-cent cone. I was like, oh, man, they got McDonald's on the moon. He's like, nah, dog, I want to go to that McDonald's on Silver Spring. So we went and got a cone, and then we went to the moon. And we had a couple of drinks at the moon bar, and then we hopped on the Elon Uber and came back. Well, all right then, Sherwin. You seem like an honest guy. Yeah, I know. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving, you're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/VersityOnKing to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Aaron says, yup, had that happen before he asked her what she was eating. Woo! So, Aaron, you were involved with a woman and her man called and the man asked her what she was eating. That's so foul. What else we got here? Alfonso Dupree says, I trust God. That's it, period. Scandalous is America food. I feel bad for married people. So sad. Okay. What else we got over here in the YouTube chat? I mean, nothing too raunchy. It is possible for African Americans to make substantial progress independently in many domains, but it is not realistic to expect that every major challenge can be fully resolved independent of other communities or institutions. The reasons are practical, economic, and institutional rather than judgment about capability. So black people, we need white people and Hispanic people and Asian people to work together and to build coalitions on our behalf so we can resolve some of our issues. I think I'm going to let this Dina Vosh just kind of play underneath because I like this song a lot. I'm going to let y'all hear the chorus, though, in a second. Which problems are primarily internal to a community and can largely be addressed through collective action within that community? Number 2, which problems depend on broader institutions or markets? And number 3, which problems require cooperation because they involve systems larger than the community itself? Areas where independent progress is highly feasible. So this is things that African Americans can resolve on their own without needing other people, other groups, and other communities. Promoting early literacy and educational achievement. There's considerable evidence that communities can improve outcomes through their own institutions, organizations, and cultural norms, including early literacy and educational achievement. Come on, Dina. You don't know nothing about this, Xavier.
A little bit, not them, but I know the genre.
Song's like 20 years old. Supporting entrepreneurship and local business development. We have all sorts of conversations about supporting black-owned businesses. And it's not, and I want to, and I do. I go to Mr. Dye's Pies once a week. I give me a slice, and I go give me a pasty. Is it pasty or pasty?
Pasty.
That's what I thought. But I heard of somebody call it a pasty, and I wanted to punch them. Expanding mentorship and professional networks. Encouraging financial literacy, saving, and investing. These are things that black people can do within the black community to help the black community without needing somebody else to come in and tell us or help us. Strengthening civic organizations like churches and nonprofits. Supporting stable family environments and child development. Reducing violence through community-based interventions. That one seems impossible. We need all the help we can get in reducing the violence. Building community development, financial institutions, credit unions, and business associations. History provides examples of black-led institutions creating meaningful advances despite legal discrimination, including schools and colleges, churches, mutual aid societies, insurance companies, banks, newspapers, hospitals, and business districts. Many of these institutions emerged during Reconstruction and the Jim Crow era, when access to mainstream institutions was severely restricted. These examples demonstrate that communities can exercise significant agency even under difficult conditions. Areas that cannot realistically be solved independently. So these are some things where we do need outside help. Public education. Public schools are financed and governed through state and local governments, curriculum standards, teacher certification, funding formulas, and accountability systems are largely determined through these public institutions. Criminal justice, policing, prosecution, sentencing, corrections, and judicial systems are governmental functions. Community organizations can influence public policy, but they cannot control the systems. Housing. Mortgage markets, zoning, infrastructure, investment, insurance, and housing finance involve banks, governments, developers, and regulators. Healthcare. Access to it depends on hospitals, insurers, Medicaid, Medicare, employers, medical schools, pharmaceutical companies, and public health agencies. Labor markets. Employment opportunities are shaped by private employers, industry demand, technological change, unions, and macroeconomic conditions. Capital markets. Business financing depends on banks and investors and venture capital, government loan programs, and consumer markets. No government group, including white Americans, Asian Americans, or Hispanic Americans, controls all of these independent institutions. Throughout the United States and its history, major gains in African American well-being have generally reflected both internal community efforts and broader institutional or legal changes and coalitions with outside groups. Examples include Reconstruction-era schools built through Black initiatives and federal support, historically Black colleges and universities sustained through both private philanthropy and public funding, civil rights movements which combine grassroots organizing with federal legislation and court decisions, fair housing and voting rights reforms that depended on changes in law and enforcement. This pattern suggests that progress has often resulted from the interaction of community agency and institutional change. Social capital and networks. Social scientists often emphasize social capital, the value of relationships and trust in networks. Communities can benefit from internal networks like bonding and social capital, which strengthen solidarity and mutual support, and external networks, bridging social capital, which connects people to jobs, investment, education, and political influence. Research generally finds that both forms contribute to upward mobility. Strong internal cohesion without external connections can oftentimes limit access to opportunities, while external connections without internal trust can weaken community resilience. The economic reality of the African American population comprises roughly 14% of the U.S. population and participates in a highly interconnected national economy. Businesses owned by Black entrepreneurs typically serve customers of many backgrounds, employ workers of multiple groups, obtain financing from mainstream financial institutions, and operate within national supply chains. Similarly, Black workers are employed across organizations that serve the broader public. Economic independence in the sense of complete separation is therefore neither typical nor necessary for Black prosperity. Many of the issues discussed, including education, funding, transportation, taxation, healthcare, environmental regulation, and criminal justice, are determined through the democratic processes involving multiple constituencies, coalition building, and cooperation amongst groups. Join me tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll be live on Hughes Views 414, and we'll talk about more issues of the day. Until then, have a good one.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is